Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. All right, I've seen enough. I think we can firmly state that Microsoft screwed the pooch on this one, and they deserve to be called out for it. What am I talking about? Let's go ahead and get into it. As most of you probably already know by now, a couple of days ago, Bethesda shadow dropped Oblivion. Man, they just dumped it on folks. A new Elder Scrolls game, essentially, that has been massively updated from the original version. A ton of people are enjoying it. I live streamed it on the day it came out. I had an absolute blast. Really, really impressive everything that they have done with that game. But of course, many of us knew that a couple of days later, another game was supposed to drop on Xbox Game Pass. That game is, of course, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which just launched today. Now, many people, myself included, were upset about this and basically said, hey, you've got this Expedition 33 game that is supposed to be coming out in a couple of days, and it needs as much exposure as possible. It's a completely new property, so it's not a sequel of anything. It's made by a developer of around 30 people. This is their first real breakout game, right? So this is, and they chose a date that was isolated from anything else. There was nothing else happening this week. And so the setup seemed perfect for this game to get all of the exposure and attention that it was obviously going to need. And now Microsoft has allowed Bethesda to essentially 180 the entire situation. Now, when this first became apparent, I didn't make this type of video. I put out a tweet making it clear that the situation fell off, but I didn't put out a video because I wanted to wait to see if Microsoft maybe knew something we didn't. I was curious to see when those review scores for Expedition 33 started coming out. Will we find out, hey, the game is actually trash, or it's very mediocre, or there's some aspect of it that's really going to limit how many people are going to want to play this? And hey, maybe that's why Microsoft was so willing to have Bethesda come in and basically take the rug out from under this developer. But the curtain is open, and the story is 110% the opposite. The overwhelming positive reviews for this game are absolutely staggering. I can't even count how many people have said this is their new game of the year. And mind you, I have not played this game at all, so I can't give you my perspective on it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But from the reviews that I've seen, a lot of people were basically saying, man, it's a really unique blend of real-time and turn-based mechanics. The challenging encounters are really, really engaging. There's incredible graphics, a really nice, colorful aesthetic to the game. The voice acting is stellar, and it has a really, really intriguing, deep, and dark in some places story that is going to be especially meaningful for people who have already experienced loss or experienced a feeling of there's someone who's no longer here that they really, really wish they could speak to again. And I mean, that's damn near all adults. Let's just be completely honest. So just all the way across the board, this game seems to be one of a kind and something we'll be talking about when the Game Awards come around at the end of this year. I mean, you got people comparing this game to the Final Fantasy series, saying that it compares favorably to Final Fantasy 7 and 10, which are arguably the best entries in the series. Mine, of course, is Final Fantasy 8, but that's neither here nor there. We'll have that conversation another day sometime. But just all the way around, it seems like Expedition 33 is one of them ones, right? And this game should have been given the proper room to breathe and be successful. Now, I want to be fair and want to be clear. Up to this moment, up to this week, Microsoft has been very supportive of Expedition 33. They did have it at an at an Xbox showcase. And to be honest with you, you could probably make the case that Microsoft did a better job advertising Expedition 33 than they even did for Avowed. But again, that's another conversation that's neither here nor there. We're just going to keep it moving. So I have no issues with the way Microsoft handled things up to this point, but to allow Oblivion to come out in the same week as this game, I think is really, really egregious. I think it's a massive screw up on their part. I really don't appreciate it at all. And I don't see how it's not going to harm their sales and harm how many people are willing to play the game. Now, the call out I keep hearing from folks is, well, it's two completely different types of games. Like they're both RPGs, but they're pulling from different pockets. So it's not really going to have that big of an impact. That's a bunch of nonsense. that is a bunch of nonsense from people who are not looking at this situation realistically. Because the fact of the matter is, some titles transcend genres. Some titles, when they drop, they are essentially a black hole and they pull away from everything else around them. Elder Scrolls is absolutely one of those titles. Everybody is talking about Oblivion. Everybody is playing Oblivion. All of the media articles are releasing information regarding Oblivion. It is sucking up damn near all of the energy in the space. You cannot tell me this does not have an effect. And what this situation reminds me of? It reminds me of when Elix 2 came out. Elix 2 was a game from Piranha Bytes, and they decided to release it right around the same time as Elden Ring. And Elden Ring, obviously, even though they're both RPGs or action games, Elden Ring is obviously a much, much different game than Elix 2. So you could try to make the case that, hey, this shouldn't be a big deal because those people who love Elix 2, they're not really the same people who love Elden Ring. But that doesn't matter because a Souls-like game takes up all of the air and it pulls from other genres, regardless of whether or not it's directly related to the people who would usually like the game. Elix 2 came out and it tanked because there was no way it could handle everybody focusing on Elden Ring. And then Piranha Bytes had to shut down a couple of years later. Now, hopefully, this situation won't be nearly as bad, especially since I feel like the word of mouth regarding Expedition 33 is going to be significantly better than the word of mouth regarding Elix 2, but it's still jacked up. It is absolutely still jacked up that Sandfall Interactive even has to deal with this. Microsoft should not be cannibalizing their own Game Pass games. And it's kind of goofy to me. I'm not into the console wars at all. I don't care if you like Xbox, if you like Sony, it's whatever to me. I'm a PC guy, PC master race all day, all right? I don't care. But it's odd to me the way Microsoft seems so focused on not competing. Like, personally, there's a part of me that feels like this game should have been shadow dropped during a week when it's directly competing with another PlayStation game. Like, as soon as I saw the trailer for Ghost of Yotai, I was like, they should have shadow dropped Oblivion in October. they should have waited and shadow dropped Oblivion in October and said, "Oh, y'all think y'all finna have this brand new great first party release? Bam. Here you go. Deal with that. Eat that." That's the way this should have went. Instead, you're cannibalizing a game that should have been helping Xbox Game Pass anyway. I don't get it. I don't get it. It feels wrong. It feels ugly. It feels like incompetency. I'm sorry, you cannot, to me, there's no way you can explain why this situation is good for Xbox. Why, oh man, this is the way we want it. This is the way it should be. And don't give me that folks will play both. Some folks will play both, sure. A lot of folks are not. A lot of folks absolutely are not, especially since Oblivion, you can make a real case, has like 500 hours of content in the way that they released it. They put all the DLCs in there, and even the base game was a massive experience already. So the idea that, oh, well, people absolutely play both is not really a big deal. Nah, I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Folks might not even remember Expedition 33 by the time they get through with Oblivion. So this sucks. As far as I'm concerned, this sucks. This was a bad move by Microsoft. It really seems ugly. And I don't appreciate it because by all accounts, again, I haven't played it yet, but by all accounts, this is an incredible indie, brand unique title that really deserve better, that deserve more. And I appreciate developers who showcase creativity, who say, hey, I don't want to spin the wheel over and over again on things you've already gotten 1,000 times. Let me give you something new. Let me give you something completely fresh and completely new that you've never experienced before. We're going to take a risk. We're going to take a risk to provide the player with a completely new experience. I like that. I like that. I appreciate that. So I want those types of developers to be treated with respect. And I want their properties to be treated with respect. And I don't feel like we're seeing that here at all. At all. And it's not cool. It's not cool. Anyway, that's my video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I plan to play Expedition 33. Obviously, I highly recommend all of you do as well. It's available on the Xbox, PlayStation 5, and PC through Steam. Regardless of what platform you prefer, pick it up. Again, I'll be live streaming it tonight, probably sometime around 9 or 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll see you then. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.